Question number 1. Which bone is part of the axial skeleton? A. Femur. B. Humerus. C. Skull. The correct answer is C. The skull is part of the axial skeleton. The axial skeleton consists of the skull, vertebral column, ribs, and sternum. The appendicular skeleton includes the limbs and girdles. Question number 2. Is the appendicular skeleton or the axial skeleton primarily responsible for locomotion? A. Appendicular skeleton. B. Axial skeleton. The correct answer is A. The appendicular skeleton includes the shoulder girdle, pelvic girdle, and limbs, which allow for movement and locomotion. Question number 3. What type of joint allows the greatest range of motion? A. Hinge joint. B. Pivot joint. C. Synovial ball and socket joint. The correct answer is C. Synovial ball and socket joints, such as the shoulder and hip, allow movement in all three planes. Question number 4. What is the functional unit of the skeletal muscle? A. Fascicle. B. Sarcomere. C. Sarcoplasm. The correct answer is B. The sarcomere is the smallest contractile unit of skeletal muscle, defined from one Z-line to the next. Question number 5. Which protein filament is primarily responsible for force generation during contraction? A. Actin. B. Troponin. C. Myosin. The correct answer is C. Myosin. The thick filament binds to actin and pulls it toward the center of the sarcomere during contraction, generating force. Question number 6. Which connective tissue surrounds individual muscle fibers? A. Endomysium. B. Epimysium. C. Perimysium. The correct answer is A. Endomysium is a thin connective tissue covering that surrounds each muscle fiber, providing structural support and connection to adjacent fibers. During the sliding filament theory, what happens to the H-zone of the sarcomere during contraction? A. It decreases. B. It increases. C. It stays the same. The correct answer is A. The H-zone decreases as actin filaments slide toward the sarcomere's center. Question number 8. What role does calcium play in muscle contraction? A. It breaks down ATP. B. It binds to troponin to expose binding sites on actin. C. It detaches myosin heads from actin. The correct answer is B. Calcium ions released from the sarcoplasmic reticulum bind to troponin, shifting tropomyosin and revealing actin's binding sites. This allows myosin to attach and generate force. Question number 9. Which phase of muscular contraction occurs when the muscle is at rest with no cross-bridge activity? A. Resting phase. B. Contraction phase. C. Relaxation phase. The correct answer is A. In the resting phase, calcium is stored in the sarcoplasmic reticulum, actin and myosin are uncoupled, and no force is produced. Question number 10. What initiates the excitation-contraction coupling phase? A. Calcium binding to tropomyosin. B. Myosin detaching from actin. C. Calcium release from the sarcoplasmic reticulum. The correct answer is C. Excitation-contraction coupling begins when an action potential travels down the T-tubules, triggering calcium release from the sarcoplasmic reticulum. This calcium initiates the interaction between actin and myosin. Question number 11. During the contraction phase, what allows the myosin head to detach from actin after a power stroke? A. ATP binding to the myosin head. B. Calcium reuptake into the sarcoplasmic reticulum. C. Tropomyosin covering binding sites. The correct answer is A. ATP binding to myosin causes it to release actin, allowing another cycle of cross-bridge formation. Question number 12. Which connective tissue surrounds the entire muscle? A. Endomysium. B. Perimysium. C. Epimysium. The correct answer is C. Epimysium is the outermost connective tissue layer that encases the entire muscle. Question number 13. What structure transmits the action potential deep into the muscle fiber? A. Mitochondria. B. T-tubules. C. Z-lines. The correct answer is B. T-tubules, transverse tubules, carry the action potential from the sarcolemma into the interior of the muscle fiber, ensuring synchronous contraction. Question number 14. What does tropomyosin do in a resting muscle? A. Binds calcium. B. Splits ATP. C. Blocks the binding sites on actin. The correct answer is C. In resting muscle, tropomyosin covers actin's binding sites, preventing cross-bridge formation. When calcium binds troponin, tropomyosin shifts, exposing sites for contraction. Question number 15. What provides the direct energy for muscle contraction? A. ATP. B. Calcium. C. Sodium. The correct answer is A. ATP powers the cross-bridge cycling by attaching to and releasing myosin heads. Question number 16. What enzyme breaks down ATP during muscle contraction? A. Acetylcholinesterase. B. ATPase. C. Creatine kinase. The correct answer is B. Myosin ATPase splits ATP into ADP plus pi, releasing energy to power cross-bridge movement. Question number 17. During which phase does calcium bind to troponin, initiating a shift of tropomyosin? A. Relaxation phase. B. Excitation-contraction coupling phase. C. Recharge phase. The correct answer is B. Calcium released from the sarcoplasmic reticulum binds to troponin, moving tropomyosin and exposing actin binding sites in the excitation-contraction coupling phase. Question number 18. What enzyme breaks down ATP during muscle contraction? A. Acetylcholinesterase. B. ATPase. C. Creatine kinase. The correct answer is B. The recharge phase ensures contraction can continue by maintaining ATP availability and calcium presence. This allows repeated cross-bridge activity. Question number 19. What happens during the relaxation phase of muscular contraction? A. ATP attaches to myosin. B. Calcium is pumped back into the sarcoplasmic reticulum. C. Myosin binds actin tightly. The correct answer is B. During relaxation, calcium is actively transported back into the sarcoplasmic reticulum, removing it from troponin. Tropomyosin then covers actin binding sites, stopping contraction. Question number 20. Which ion triggers the release of acetylcholine at the neuromuscular junction? A. Calcium. B. Potassium. C. Sodium. The correct answer is C. Sodium ions entering the motor neuron trigger depolarization, which leads to the release of acetylcholine into the synaptic cleft. Calcium also plays a role, but inside the presynaptic terminal. Question number 21. What neurotransmitter is responsible for stimulating muscle fibers at the neuromuscular junction? A. Acetylcholine. B. Dopamine. C. Norepinephrine. The correct answer is A. Acetylcholine is released from the motor neuron and binds to receptors on the sarcolemma, initiating muscle fiber depolarization. Question number 22. Which connective tissue surrounds muscle fascicles? A. Endomysium. B. Perimysium. C. Sarcolemma. The correct answer is B. Perimysium encases groups of muscle fibers, forming fascicles. Endomysium covers each individual fiber, and epimysium covers the entire muscle. Question number 23. What structure stores calcium in the muscle cell? A. Golgi apparatus. B. Sarcoplasmic reticulum. C. T-tubules. The correct answer is B. The sarcoplasmic reticulum acts as a reservoir for calcium ions, releasing them upon stimulation to enable contraction. Question number 24. During which contraction phase is force actually generated by cross-bridge cycling? A. Contraction phase. B. Excitation-contraction coupling phase. C. Resting phase. The correct answer is A. The contraction phase is where myosin heads attach to actin, perform power strokes, and generate tension. Question number 25. Which band in the sarcomere remains the same length during contraction? A. H zone. B. A band. C. I band. The correct answer is B. The A band, which represents the length of the thick filament, stays constant during contraction, while the I band and H zone shrink. Question number 26. Which structure defines the boundary of a sarcomere? A. Z lines. B. M line. C. H zone. The correct answer is A. Sarcomeres are defined as the region between two Z lines. Question number 27. Which filament attaches directly to the Z line of a sarcomere? A. Myosin. B. Actin. C. Tropomyosin. The correct answer is B. Actin. The thin filament attaches directly to the Z line, while myosin is anchored at the M line. Question number 28. What happens to the I band during muscle contraction? A. It decreases. B. It increases. C. It stays the same. The correct answer is A. The I band shortens as actin slides over myosin during contraction, reducing the region of thin filament not overlapping with thick filament. Question number 29. Which part of the nervous system directly innervates skeletal muscles? A. Autonomic nervous system. B. Somatic nervous system. C. Sympathetic nervous system. The correct answer is B. The somatic nervous system controls voluntary movements by innervating skeletal muscle. Question number 30. What type of motor neuron innervates skeletal muscle fibers? A. Alpha motor neuron. B. Gamma motor neuron. C. Lower motor neuron. The correct answer is C. Lower motor neurons, specifically alpha motor neurons, connect the spinal cord to skeletal muscle fibers. They are the final pathway for voluntary movement. Question number 31. What structure within the muscle fiber contains mitochondria and glycogen for energy supply? A. Myofibril. B. Sarcolemma. C. Sarcoplasm. The correct answer is C. The sarcoplasm is the cytoplasm of a muscle fiber, containing mitochondria, glycogen, and myoglobin to support contraction. Question number 32. Which line is located in the center of the A band and helps anchor the myosin filaments? A. H zone. B. M line. C. Z line. The correct answer is B. The M line lies in the middle of the sarcomere and stabilizes the arrangement of thick filaments. Question number 33. Which component of the thin filament is directly responsible for shifting tropomyosin when calcium binds? A. Actin. B. Troponin. C. Myosin. The correct answer is B. Troponin binds calcium, causing a conformational change that moves tropomyosin away from actin's binding sites. Question number 34. During which phase of contraction is ATP hydrolyzed to provide energy for the power stroke? A. Contraction phase. B. Relaxation phase. C. Resting phase. The correct answer is A. ATP is split into ADP plus pi by myosin ATPase, and this energy powers the myosin head's movement during the contraction phase. Question number 35. What prevents continuous cross-bridge cycling in the absence of nerve stimulation? A. Lack of ATP. B. Reuptake of calcium into the sarcoplasmic reticulum. C. Tropomyosin detachment. The correct answer is B. When stimulation ends, calcium is pumped back into the SR, preventing troponin from shifting tropomyosin and stopping cross-bridge formation. Question number 36. Which phase is characterized by calcium being released but cross-bridges not yet formed? A. Contraction phase. B. Excitation-contraction coupling phase. C. Recharge phase. The correct answer is B. During excitation-contraction coupling, calcium is released and binding sites are exposed, but cross-bridges have not fully cycled yet. Question number 37. What event marks the beginning of the recharge phase? A. Calcium release. B. Tropomyosin covering actin. C. New ATP binding to myosin. The correct answer is C. Recharge begins when a new ATP binds to myosin, allowing it to detach and prepare for another cross-bridge cycle. Question number 38. Which sarcomere structure shortens the most during contraction? A. A band. B. M line. C. I band. The correct answer is C. The I band, containing only thin filaments, shortens the most as actin overlaps myosin. Question number 39. Which molecule provides a rapid replenishment of ATP during the initial seconds of high-intensity exercise? A. Glycogen. B. Myoglobin. C. Phosphocreatine. The correct answer is C. Phosphocreatine donates a phosphate to ADP, quickly regenerating ATP for short bursts of activity. Question number 40. What is the role of acetylcholinesterase at the neuromuscular junction? A. Generate ATP. B. Break down acetylcholine to end stimulation. C. Release calcium from the sarcoplasmic reticulum. The correct answer is B. Acetylcholinesterase rapidly degrades acetylcholine in the synaptic cleft, stopping stimulation and preventing continuous contraction. Question number 41. Which part of the sarcomere contains only thick filaments when the muscle is relaxed? A. H zone. B. I band. C. Z line. The correct answer is A. The H zone is the central region of the sarcomere that contains only myosin when relaxed. It narrows during contraction. Question number 42. Which part of the sarcomere contains only thin filaments? A. A band. B. I band. C. M line. The correct answer is B. The I band contains only actin filaments, and it shortens during contraction. Question number 43. Which molecule directly attaches to actin to generate force during contraction? A. ATP. B. Troponin. C. Myosin. The correct answer is C. Myosin heads attach to actin binding sites to form cross bridges, pulling actin toward the center of the sarcomere. Question number 44. Which ion is most responsible for initiating the release of acetylcholine at the presynaptic terminal? A. Calcium. B. Potassium. C. Sodium. The correct answer is A. When the action potential reaches the nerve terminal, calcium influx triggers acetylcholine release. Question number 45. What anchors the thin filaments at each end of the sarcomere? A. H zone. B. M line. C. Z line. The correct answer is C. Actin filaments are anchored to the Z line, which marks the boundary of the sarcomere. Question number 46. Which enzyme catalyzes the transfer of a phosphate group from phosphocreatine to ADP? A. ATPase. B. Phosphorylase. C. Creatine kinase. The correct answer is C. Creatine kinase rapidly regenerates ATP from ADP using phosphocreatine. Question number 47. What causes rigor mortis after death? A. Excess ATP production. B. High calcium release. C. Lack of ATP to detach myosin from actin. The correct answer is C. Without ATP, myosin heads remain bound to actin, causing stiffness. Question number 48. Which event happens last during the muscle contraction cycle? A. Cross bridge formation. B. Power stroke. C. ATP binding to detach myosin. The correct answer is C. The final step is ATP binding to myosin, which causes detachment from actin and resets the cross bridge. Question number 49. What happens if calcium is not pumped back into the sarcoplasmic reticulum? A. The muscle fiber relaxes. B. The sarcomere lengthens. C. Continuous contraction occurs. The correct answer is C. Without calcium reuptake, binding sites on actin stay exposed, and myosin continues to cycle, leading to a sustained contraction. Question number 50. Which structure of the muscle fiber is excitable and propagates the action potential? A. Myofibril. B. Sarcolemma. C. Sarcoplasm. The correct answer is B. The sarcolemma is the excitable membrane of the muscle fiber that conducts action potentials across its surface. Thanks for watching. If you appreciate the study materials on this channel, I would highly encourage you to subscribe for more, and please share this video with someone who you think might benefit from the content.